It's a quest of truth that brings us here, and how to find that truth within ourselves. And that's what the conscious revolution is all about. To realize our higher essence as human beings. We all have a unique personality and individuality, a mentality, which is a result of our unique life experiences and how we have processed those. It's just being aware of that is quite difficult. And that's the purpose of the conscious revolution. The revolution begins from within. It's about a conscious awakening as we realize our inner divinity, as we realize we are all one. And we are all students, we are all here to learn, regardless of how old you are or how young you are. And we are also teachers, because we all have learned. It's just, I believe what is missing is the awareness of that. And I've come to find, by talking about that, as we come together in a group, be it online or in a physical setting, as we talk about and relate learning experiences, we become aware of that. We can learn to become our own observer. And as we listen to others, we can also realize that we're not alone, regardless of what happened to us, regardless of how difficult our situation and our circumstances in life. We are not alone. There are others who are going through similar, probably even more difficult experiences. But life is not suffering. Life is not the bad things that happen to us. All of these things that happen to us are here to guide us in a better understanding of who we are. And that's the whole purpose. Gaining self-knowledge. And as we gain a knowledge of self, we can also gain a knowledge of others. We can learn to see ourselves through the eyes of others. And that's what the concept of the mirror is all about. We all reflect what we see in others. And we all project our inner world onto the world outside of us. And ultimately what we see is what we get. What we focus on creates our reality. Yeah, not only is this reality different from person to person, there's no wrong reality. In a way, there is no wrong. It's just about how you feel and what you see and what you think. And that's what community building, as I've come to find, is all about. As we communicate with one another, we can realize our common unity. We can realize that we're all one. There is no separation. Separation only exists in the mind. And that's what we have learned as we came into this world, that God is separate, that love is separate, love is conditional, and also happiness is something to be attained, something to be searched for. Maybe you agree with that. It is about uncovering those qualities within ourselves. It's learning about how to become more happy, how to become more loving. And success, to achieve success in the art of living, which is not about how much money you have in your bank account and how well you perform at your job. It has nothing to do with that. This is about something that on a deeper spiritual level we can attain as we realize our higher essence, as we realize our inner divinity, our infinite potential, which we all have. It's just we never realized that because as we came into this world, we were programmed to do what is expected of us. We were forced into the mold. And no child likes to be forced into the mold. All children like to be free in how they think and how they express themselves, and children would like to find answers for themselves. It's just a great drama that happens, is that this desire, this natural desire, is redirected towards the external. As we are focused our attention on book learning and paying attention and obedience. And this is where we become separate from the source being God. And God is all. Again, there is no separation. But we have learned that everything is separate. Again, that love is separate and happiness is separate, and we are separate from one another. Again, separate from the source. So it is about overcoming separation and coming together in the spirit of unity, of community, as we realize our common unity. And how we can go about that is through communication. As I relate myself to you openly, and at the same time I allow you to relate yourself to me. And by doing this we can come together as one. And it is not about if I agree with your point of view and your philosophy and your belief system. Of course that is different because of your unique experiences, your unique experience, and what you have learned and who you are, or who you have become as a result of that. Of course that is different from person to person. Yet, we are all more similar than we are different. And that is also something that I would like to remind you of. We all have so much we can learn from one another if we just listen to each other. This is not about debating points or debating over who's right and who's wrong. This is not about my God versus your God. This is about realizing that we're all one. That we're all students, we're all teachers, we're all mirrors, we're all children of God. And we're just realizing, I believe, in this world, we're just waking up to this essence, to our inner divinity, which is a very, very powerful awareness indeed. And when we talk about personal development, personality development, spiritual development, mental development, character development, intellectual development, this is where we realize our essence. Self-development. This self is a self we share with all. Because this self is the essence, is God, is the essence of life, the essence of love, which is the way. And we need nothing for that. It's just we have learned that everything is conditional. Everything is about achievement. It's about, in order to get something, we have to, do certain things. We have to prove ourselves. We have to, be socially acceptable. We have to fit the mold. And just briefly again on the subject of children. Children don't want to be forced into the mold. Children want to be free. Children want to understand. But sad enough, in our society, children are forced into the mold to become socially subservient. And that's when the drama starts. That's when the separation begins. The separation from the source, being God. But we can reacquaint ourselves with that essence. And that's the purpose of this channel with these videos, which hopefully inspire you in this awareness. I really would love to hear from you and your thoughts along those lines. And about your unique life experiences, which ultimately have taught you. But what is missing, and I realize that I repeat myself here, but it's very, very important. But what's missing is awareness. Awareness of what you have learned. I mean, how can we be aware if we're just busy being programmed, busy being forced into the mold? It's almost impossible. So I've come to find that by talking about it, we can become aware of it. We can realize what it is we have learned, and we can also realize, that's probably the second step, as we become first aware of what it is we have learned, then we can take time to think about what are we here to learn in order to be who and where we want to be in life. What do we need to learn in order to realize our higher essence? And again, this is a question we can ask ourselves individually, but also collectively. The question is, what do we human beings need to learn in order to become the change we want to see in this world? We're really here to come together to make history and to make this world a better place beginning from within ourselves. These are not just words. They point us to a profound meaning. They actually point us to us. We are responsible, because the future of the world depends on us. The future of your life depends on you. How you think, how you feel, the actions you take, the choices you make, all they direct the focus of your life. They create, depending on what you choose, your life takes on a different direction. And it's just we are so caught up and we are so busy. And nowadays, especially with the economy being, there are a lot of challenges there. People are worried about that. We are so caught up in that. We are busy, 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 and just trying to get ahead. It's like the rat race of life. But life is so much more bigger and profound than that. And all of these videos in this channel point in that awareness, or to that awareness rather. And that's what the conscious revolution is all about. It is a revolution that takes place from within, and I hope to be able to inspire you in this awareness and to somehow become a generator in this movement of realizing our higher essence in order to come together, in order to create positive change from within ourselves. This is possible regardless of how difficult your life is, regardless of how difficult your experiences. You can change. You are, let me tell you, you are not your experiences and those difficult things that happen to you. Rather, those things happen to you to point you to the awareness of who you are and what you have to learn. That's all there is. This is not about you being a bad person because bad things happen to you. This is all about guiding you in the awareness of who you are as an infinite, as a beautiful, as a perfect human being. I hope you gain this awareness for yourself, and it will be great to hear from you. Until then, all the best, and may God bless. Thank you.